Oh, that song is so badass, man. We are back. Week 10 is in the books. We had a first ever NFL game in Berlin, in old Deutschland. Uh, Man, I tell you what, it pretty damn good game too. Colts Falcons. It definitely was a nail biter the whole time. But anyhow, without any further ado, Slayton, how you doing, brother?
Doing good, man. I had a pretty good week in all of my leagues. I only lost one, maybe two this week,
Okay.
so felt good about that. Yeah, making a big off push to make the postseason.
Yeah, it is time for everybody to start thinking about that playoff push. If you're contending, if you think you can contend, this is the time. Trade deadlines are coming up, so we will be talking about our favorite trade targets going into Week 11. I know most trade deadlines are around Week 12. I know some of you psychopaths have no trade deadline. Um, that's fine. Every league is kind of different in that way. You set it up however you like. Whatever you like. No one can tell you otherwise, as long as you enjoy the format. But we've got that coming up a little bit later on the show, so stick with us on that if you want to learn about what players that you need to be targeting in redrafts and dynasties, and what we think is kind of acceptable value on that. So let's talk about a little news, Slayton. We got some headlines here. We got another coach is gone. Another one bites the dust, as the band War, I think, would say. No, there's at the song. But anyhow, Brian Dayball gone, which kind of, man, I don't know if you can say it's about time, but the Giants have not looked good for a while, pretty much since Eli Manning left. Even Eli's last season was pretty dreadful, which we saw the emergence of Daniel Jones that year, and that's where he got the name Danny Dimes. And he never lived up to it after that. He had one massive game, and he lived up. He was living off of that. And so, with Brian Dayball being gone, what does this mean for Jackson Dart? What does this mean for Cam Scatterbo? What does this mean for even Theo Johnson, who is starting to have a role in this offense? These are the dynasty implications. I mean, and Malik Neighbors didn't get much experience, so he with Brian Dayball. So it's gonna be curious to see who they're gonna bring in the offseason to take that head coaching job. But Joe Shane got to keep his job.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of any of that, to be honest with you. I think they should have gotten rid of the GM and kept Dayball because he's shown nothing but promise. He had a good relationship with all the new players that are in. He drafted all of those guys, and now you're telling me that you're just gonna cut him off at the chain after everybody got injured. Like, granted, I understand like he was in the hot seat to begin with, but
Yeah.
not. They didn't even give him a fighter's chance. Like everything fell apart. Every piece of the puzzle that he had drafted all got hurt this season. So like, what do you expect the man to do? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Just riddled with injuries, dude. You're right.
like I don't necessarily like the decision. I think he should have lived to fight another day, and I think that they're going to be sadly mistaken whenever he gets hired somebody or somewhere else and lights him up. So with that said, I kind of want to see who's going to be on this list. People to be hired. I've seen some speculation, maybe John Gruden. What
You think owners will give him another chance?
I think they would.
I think I'm not going to get into that, but
Oh,
there's some owners out there that would for sure.
I think they would. And at the end of the day, he's got a great relationship with Dart. He's knows how to run a roost. So I would be interested to see who they would bring out. I know Buddy from fucking Seattle, their offensive coordinator. I think he'll be looking for a new job after this year. I think he'll probably be a good candidate for that role as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's also speculation about Cliff Kingsbury. Could he be ready for another offensive? Could he be ready for another head coaching gig? I don't know. We'll just have to see who Joe Shane brings in for an interview and who they like, and who they're gonna kind of give a chance to.
Well, the report is that they're going to have to walk hand in hand with Joe Shane. He's going to be very in tune of who's being hired, which I thought was funny as a headline to begin with, because isn't that your job to be in tune with who?
That's exactly his job.
So what I don't understand why they're posting that out there, making it a big deal, but from my understandings, he's supposed to be cherry picking who the person is that's going to align with his views. So
yeah, that's a very weird kind of story, because it goes GM,
yep.
Joe Shane, and then underneath him is head coach Brian Daboll, or head coach whoever now, and then the head coach and the GM work together to select coordinators, and then the coordinators, head coaches, work to select positional coaches, and then so on and so on. So that is literally Joe Shane's job, is to hire the head coach. I'm with you, dude. Like this feels just like a whole bunch of fluff from the team because they haven't been good and they just fired their head coach mid-season. Man, this just seems like a bunch of NFL team fluff and PR type stuff to make it seem like, look, it's not Joe Shane, even though people are like, bro, you and the owner let Saquon go, which was their golden child there in New York. Yeah. So a lot of Giants fans are not over that, especially since the next year. The next year he goes and wins a Super Bowl with your division rival. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I don't know how Giants fans aren't calling for Joe Shane to be let go too, but I don't know. We'll see how it all plays out in the offseason. What's that?
Oh, they are. They've been calling for his head for a while.
Well, there you go.
Nothing's being done because the owner's got him in his pocket.
Yeah. Well, regardless, they've got a lot of issues over there in East Rutherford, New Jersey, with the New York Giants. They got to figure that stuff out, man. It's going to depend on who they bring in as their head coach, and then of course, they're going to bring in their guys, offensive coordinator, so on and so on, quarterbacks coach. Whether or not I'm going to be eagerly wanting to get a young guy like Jackson Dart on my team, like Cam Scattaboo, like Malik Neighbors coming back from injury, which is always, with ACLs and stuff, which, to be fair, ACLs are not what they were 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. 20 years ago, ACL was a career ender, not just a season ender, but a career ender. So, I don't know. I'm
drafting him next season.
What's that?
I won't be drafting him next season.
No. I don't think it's going to matter who they bring in as the head coach. It's going to be one of those situations where I don't know if I'm going to trust really any of these guys in the Giants. Well, I know you're a Scat Pack truther.
I think it's going to operate pretty close to the same. You're not going to change how Jackson. Like, you might be able to call the plays and kind of keep him a little bit more at bay, but you're not going to change who he is. He's a good runner. So that's how he plays. Like, I don't foresee it going to be a huge change in play style between the guys.
Yeah.
Do I think that the play calling is going to change a little bit, and they're going to try to hone him in and a bit more of a possession type thrower? Potentially. I think that would be more at ease, to where they're not having him be go-getter gunslinger type guy, to where he can kind of be like a Mac Jones in the offense, run when you have to, and just be able to sling the ball. I think that's probably more in the range of outcomes than what people think. But at the same time, I'm not rather excited because you just cleaned the house of the guy that brought in all these guys, so you don't have anybody in the locker room. So it's a weird play. It's a really, really weird play for that organization.
Yeah, well, time will tell and see what's going to happen, which is why you need to go ahead and tune in the off season. That way, when we cover all this stuff, especially if you're a dynasty player or getting ready for redraft, hitting that subscribe button to be able to have all this fantasy football content even in the off season. Also, if you notice at the bottom, if you are a subscriber, once we reach 200 subscribers to the channel, we will be giving away a free. It's going to be a top fantasy football player's jersey. We still haven't decided who, but we'll need to get with you. So make sure your stuff is not set on private so we know who you are and we can reach out to you, get your size, your mailing address, all that stuff, and send you your free jersey. But if you're not subscribed, you cannot win the free jersey. Next, we've got some big news about Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is back at practice, not in a full facet, but back.
One window, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. He's saying that he's trying to get back for the Thanksgiving game, which is very, very optimistic from my research looking at a couple different athletic doctors and stuff. But that's very optimistic. They're saying maybe week 13 is more realistic. What do you think?
Yeah, if I was Zach Taylor, I'd be saving this man from himself right now. Hey, you ain't going giving as much as I want you to go out there and play. We can't afford to have you go out there and play and then get re-injured and be, give it a couple weeks, get back to game speed. There's no reason to rush this back. You are the asset of our franchise.
Yeah.
One of the top assets, if not the top asset of what we're doing here. It kind of all plays around you. Like, let's not do this.
I think when Joe Burrow's healthy, I think Joe Burrow's one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Top 5
and then,
runner.
Yeah, and then you pair him with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Get out of here, man. Like,
set of weapons in the entire league right now. Anybody can argue with me, but you aren't going to be right.
No, there's no better tandem other than maybe Pickens and Lamb. I think. You don't think so, or Puka and Devontae? So you don't. Okay. So everybody out there, Slayton is a Rams fan, so there may be a hint of bias. But to be fair, you're talking about Devontae Adams, future Hall of Famer, right? And then Puka Nacua on the trajectory he's at is going to be a Hall of Famer. So I'll give you your credit on that one, brother. I'll give you credit.
I mean, don't get me wrong. George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb's a short behind him. They're not far behind him. But I can tell you, like, raw, true talent, those two dudes from Los Angeles, they're something else. And I think there's.
Would you put them over Chase and Higgins?
No.
But they're like a close second to you, yeah?
Second. I mean, it's really, really close, not to the point where, but we've all seen what Jamar Chase can do. He flipped them upside down week in, week out. Does not matter about matchup. Puka Nacua, now at the same token, he can do the same, but not to the same magnitude.
Yeah.
Not to the same magnitude. And, when you have a healthy Joe Burrow, that team is unstoppable.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you don't want to play the Bengals with a healthy Joe Burrow and both those weapons on the field. Even a Chase Brown in the backfield. I mean, just imagine if the Bengals got a good offensive line, how lethal they would be with a good offensive line. Even if you just add a couple good pieces in this upcoming draft, which there's not a lot of great offensive linemen in this draft from what I'm seeing so far. So I don't know. But yeah, Joe Burrow is eyeing a Thanksgiving Day return. We'll see how their record looks, if they're even competing for a playoff spot. But Joe Flacco has looked really good in his place since he's been gone. He's been keeping Jamar Chase and T. Higgins relevant. So if you're Chase or Higgins owners, you're not upset. You've actually been able to flex or spot start Joe Flacco a little bit.
Yep, I've had to with buys.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
I'm actually doing that this week with Daniel Jones being on bye week. Yeah. Next little bit of news here about Bucky Irving. The team is saying that they have no timetable for return. They do not know when Bucky Irving is going to be back. So
they've already announced that he's not coming back for this week either.
Yeah. So, man, this is tough. When they put that no timetable, man, are you cutting them off your team?
I mean,
Because that could be a valuable slot right there for a waiver ad.
at this point, there's not too many waiver ads that like I'm dying to get.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, you might have Benson that's coming back from IR. Like at that point, maybe. But like, I mean, realistically,
If he's on your waiver for sure, yeah.
We're digging through like Parker Washington. We're digging through Mariota. We're digging through like Geno Smith of the world.
I'm not touching either one of them quarterbacks. Heck no.
Not one bit.
No, not even on a bye week spot start. I'm not touching them guys. I'm literally going any other place else.
I'm like, no, dude. And like half of these players, like I'm going in there and like people that I'm seeing in waivers right now is like K. Dotton. Like, yeah, I like K. Dotton. Don't get me wrong. He's not terrible. But it's not somebody that is going to be a difference maker for you.
Yeah.
It's not going to be somebody that's going to save your week by putting them in a flat. Like, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, that's not he's not that type of player. Maybe he could be one day. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll definitely be watching him on this show. Next up, we've got news about J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins is likely headed to the injured reserve, which that's pretty much going to be it for the rest of the fantasy season for him. So guess who that means to fire up with authority?
Woo, baby! Let's go, dude. How many times did I tell everybody that it is a ticking time bomb with J.K. Dobbins? It's only a matter of time before this guy is done for the rest of the season. And here we are again. Same fucking time every season. We're sitting here looking like, thanks for your trot. You were great. I appreciate you. And like, on to the rookie. That's just how it's been. And like, I knew it was coming. I didn't know when, but I had a gut feeling that, hey, it's going to happen. And he's never played a full slate of games, I feel like. So now it's time for Harvey to shine. And I think he's going to do a lot better than what people are thinking. And I'm sitting here with a big old smile on my face because I've been waiting for this moment all season.
Oh yeah, and I know Mick is super happy about this too. So normally Mick will be on the show with us on Tuesday nights, but he's out there keeping the lights on out in California, building that infrastructure. So Mick, man, keep up the hard work. We miss you on the show, buddy. But yeah, you're right, man. It just seems to be the kind of the thing with J.K. Dobbins is he's going to get hurt. He's going to do well. Then he's going to get hurt. Good thing is the Broncos were forward thinking. They didn't depend just on J.K. Dobbins. They said, hey, let's go get this electric kid, R.J. Harvey, and see what he can do. And he's actually shown us so far in this season that he can step in to that role and succeed.
And he's broken off a couple big plays, dude, like over the last couple weeks, and he's looked good. So I'm rather excited to see what he's going to become and what he does with this opportunity. This week I wouldn't be super excited about starting him against the Chiefs, but yeah, coming up weeks ahead, I'm all gas.
Yeah. If by some slim chance you have not picked up RJ Harvey on waivers yet and he is available, do that. You pay. Heck, this late in the season, I'd probably just give you all my fab, man. Like,
yeah.
Just go ahead and spend it. You only got about 4 or 5 weeks left of the fantasy season. And like you said earlier, man, there's not very many good options on waivers, and RJ Harvey should not be on waivers. But if he is, and your league mates are idiots, take advantage of them.
Capitalize immediately.
Yeah. So because we've been telling you for the past 5 weeks, hey, if RJ Harvey's available, go get him. So if you haven't done it yet, it's too late. Somebody else with higher waiver priority is going to get him. So news out of Jacksonville, somebody that pretty much everybody in all my leagues has already cut bait with, and that's Travis Hunter.
Yep.
So we knew that there was kind of a serious injury. The team said, hey, this is not good. So everybody just kind of already said, all right, we're done. We're not wasting our time on Travis Hunter. And with Brian Thomas Jr. being out, dude, what the heck is going on with Jacksonville right now? They can't catch a break either. They started off hot and then boom, in the toilet.
I mean, they looked like trash, man.
Yeah. Another team that just can't get offensive line together. I mean, I think we're starting to see a pattern here, man.
Bad.
So so Travis Hunter, if he's on your team, cut him. He's done.
Unless it's like a team, I'd put him on IR. But at the same time, like I would not be keeping any shares of him in any of your fantasy season.
Yeah. The only thing is, you're right. If you're in a keeper league, go ahead and hold on to him. Let's see here. All right, so that's kind of the bigger news. Am I missing anything as far as league news that pertains to fantasy football?
Let me think about this. I can really think of.
All right. So we've got a viewer question here. Jason Ortiz says, will you trade Tet McMillan and Kamani Vidal for any of Breece Hall, Quinshon Judkins, Jaylen Warren, or Derrick Henry? I have Rico, so don't want 2 Panthers, which I understand. And I also got Hampton back week 13 and 14 to trying to sell Vidal. So what are we thinking here? Would you trade Tet McMillan and Kamani Vidal for Breece Hall, who just had a great game, but I'm not really buying into that, Quinshon Judkins, or Jaylen Warren, Derrick Henry?
Who's your wide receivers, though?
Let's see here if it says. It doesn't say over here in the comments what his wide receivers look like. If he's got good wide receivers, I would totally go after Judkins or Derrick Henry.
Judkins for sure. Now, as far as Henry goes, I like Henry. I think they're going to have a strong push there the end of the season. There's going to be a lot of shootouts, but I don't know if they're going to be running the ball per se. I think it's going to be kind of an air show, if you will. But there is good opportunities for him to get some goal line work there and get some good points. So definitely an option.
Anything within 10 yards, I mean, that's Derrick Henry territory, you know what I mean?
He's going to eat you up. So,
but man, I gotta say Quinshon Judkins is probably my favorite out of these 4 here.
Yeah, I would say Quinshon, and then a short second is going to be for me.
Yeah. I mean, the Browns play the Ravens, and the Ravens defense hasn't been good this year. So, I mean, it's got some decent matchups. But all right, so yeah, that's what we would do, Jason Ortiz, is we would go Quinshon Judkins. If you can get maybe a little on top of that, maybe see if you can get Judkins and Jaylen Warren for Tet McMillan and Vidal. I think both of those would be good. Jaylen Warren has a lot of PPR value as well. So another one from Jason Ortiz says, which tight end is best this week? So Theo Johnson said he might start Wan'Dale. Brenton Strange, which I didn't think Brenton Strange was back yet. I thought that was a kind of a we're waiting and seeing. And then Cade Otton already starting White. Rashad White or?
Yeah, I would assume so because he's talking about Otton.
Yeah.
I wouldn't start Strange. He's coming back off of an injury. I don't trust it. Shoot, I would probably go. Oh shoot!
And the Bucs are playing the Bills defense, who's like they're kind of mediocre. They're not great, but they're not bad either.
Bucs are playing the Bills, and then who's the Giants playing?
The Packers. Packers defense has looked okay, but I mean it's the Giants offense. They're all in disarray right now. Like no Scatterboo, no Neighbors, no head coach. Like I don't know, man.
I would probably start Theo.
Yeah, if Jackson Dart's got nobody else, Theo Johnson's actually been somebody that he's looked to so far this year. So that's a good one there. Good Theo Johnson on that. Start one QB this week: Mariota, Rodgers, Geno, Tua. I mean, sorry. I know who I'm going with. Who you got?
What are the matchups in this?
So Marcus Mariota, who's filling in for Jaden Daniels, is playing Tua. So Tua and Mariota are playing each other, and then Aaron Rodgers, they are playing. Where are they at? Where are they at? Aaron Rodgers. Come on, scroll down. Aaron Rodgers playing the Bengals, which could be a shootout. And then Geno, I'm not going to play Geno. I'm not even going to mention. I'm not even going to look at the matchup on that. I'm not playing Geno at all.
-2 points for interceptions. Yeah, good. It would be a coin flip for me between Rodgers and Tua.
Yeah. I would go Rodgers, man. I would go Rodgers, but they're playing each other. But Tua does some dumb stuff, man. So you say Rodgers or Tua, and I'm saying Rodgers.
Yeah, it would be a coin flip for me because the offense there for the Steelers hasn't looked good.
Yeah.
Coming off of a hot game, he's got a little bit of confidence, and they're playing kind of a weaker defense.
Yeah. Last one by Jason Ortiz. He says, I'm in 3 leagues. My QBs are Nix in one of them, Dart in one of them, and Jones, Dak in another one. Which leagues should I target Joe Burrow and how much fab? Oh, is Joe Burrow is available? Okay, so he must not have IR positions in those leagues.
Yeah.
Man, see, that's tough, dude, because if they're not in a position to make the playoffs, there's no reason to bring Joe Burrow back. I'd hate for you to spend all your fab and then you got nothing. But, I mean, if Burrow comes back and he's healthy-ish, I mean, that's a tough one because he's still going to be put on his ass because of lack of an offensive line.
I mean,
if you're good at every other position, this is my opinion, Jason. If you're good at every other position, I'm going to say go ahead and do about, I don't know, 35 to 45% of your fab with the league you have Dart in.
Yeah.
I think Dak is okay, and I think Daniel Jones and Dak in that one is fine. I wouldn't mess with that one. The Cowboys' offense has been lights out.
Yeah.
Bo Nix, I'm not gonna hold on to the bad week that he's had.
With having Bo Nix singular by himself, I would definitely pick him up in that league too.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest. Because, like, as much as I do like Bo Nix, like, he's kind of giving you some dud games over the last couple of weeks. And, like, it's a mixed bag, but to kind of have a little bit of extra grit behind that and to be able to spot start when needed, like, I think it would probably do you some justice, Jason.
Yeah. So that's the direction we'd go on that one, Jason. Thank you for your question, man. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe so that way you can get entered to win that free jersey down at the bottom once we hit 200 subscribers. The channel's growing, man. We sure do appreciate everybody. That makes it fun for us to come on here and answer all your questions. Next question from Juan Pena Jr. Thank you, Juan, for your question. Who for my QB1? We got Bo Nix, CJ Stroud, JJ McCarthy, Jacoby Brissett, Aaron Rodgers, or Joe Flacco. I'm assuming this is just for this week, correct, or rest of season. So I don't know if we're saying just for this week, Slayton. Who do you got just for this week?
Oh man.
So Bo Nix is playing the Chiefs. CJ Stroud is playing the Titans.
I do not give a flying fuck who he plays.
Fair enough. So is he in Geno Smith territory?
Not Geno Smith. I would start him over Geno, but like not with authority.
Gotcha. You know, and The Vikings with JJ McCarthy, they're playing the Bears. That could be a favorable matchup. I don't know. We'll see. But they're in Minnesota though. They're not out in the snow in Chicago, so that might help a lot for McCarthy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Brissett is playing the 49ers, but we've seen Brissett be pretty decent as a passer. We talked about Aaron Rodgers and Joe Flacco are playing each other.
Yeah.
So this is the Unk Bowl 2. So for this week, who do you got?
So it would be a coin flip for me between Jacoby Brisket and Joe Flacco.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Man, I think I'm going to go with McCarthy. I'm going to go with McCarthy with the Bears coming to town because they're in the dome. And, I mean, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, I can't go against them guys, man. Like, I know McCarthy has had flashes that were not great, but he's had flashes that were great. So I'm going to go McCarthy on that one. And so you said Flacco?
I would say either Flacco or Jacoby Brissett.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Juan's got another one here. He says, who for my wide receiver 1, 2, and 3 and flex spot? Okay, so all the wide receivers and flexes, got it. Devonta Adams, who they're saying is questionable, I guess. Deebo Samuel, Quentin Johnston, Jacoby Myers, Jordan Addison, Parker Washington, Ortez Johnson. His running backs are Charbonnet, no. DeMercado, possibly, or a wide receiver. He says he's got Josh Jacobs and Travion Henderson at RB1 and 2, Taylor on bye. So stick with Jacobs and Henderson. I think we saw enough from Henderson, to go ahead and stick with Jacobs and Henderson.
Adams if he's playing. And then probably Addison.
Yeah. So 1, 2, and 3 and flex. So Devontae Adams, Jordan Addison. So there's 1 and 2, and then QJ number 3, and then flex.
That's 1, 2, and 3 there. You're good.
And flex.
Oh, it's 3 wide receivers?
3 wide receivers and a flex spot.
Fuck, I would probably put Deebo there too.
Okay. Sounds good. So there you have it, Juan. Hope that helps you out, man. Hope that gets you to win your matchup. Before you head out, make sure you hit that subscribe button like we were talking about so you can get that free jersey, man. Thank you for the question. We were talking about we're getting in our next segment, which is our Week 10 studs and duds. Who are our top performers and who are the ones just absolutely stunk it up, just straight garbage. So for what a game that a certain Indianapolis Colt had, another one had a pretty bad game.
Yeah.
And that's Michael Pittman Jr. He caught both of his targets. So he caught 2, but they're only for 19 yards and no touchdown, though. So you have that.
Michael Pittman, for sure.
Somebody that we talked about earlier, Bo Nix. Bo Nix only got you about 7.8 points on Sleeper and only threw for 150 yards, 1 touchdown, but 2 picks, which is not good.
Ugly game.
Yeah. So naturally, if he's going to only throw 150 yards, that means the receivers are not going to do well either. Sadly, Cortland Sutton was one of them, and he only got you 5.4 points with 3 catches for 24 yards. Another big name, Justin Jefferson. Somebody else let you down. Only got you about 7.7 points. 4 receptions, or 4 reception out of 12 targets.
Gross.
That's the thing that, I'm like, what? Out of 12 targets, 4 receptions for 37 yards. That's disgusting. If you're a Justin Jefferson owner, you're hating to yourself. But you got to start him. It's not like you're not starting him. Keenan Allen, your boy Third and Keenan, he only got a third 0.9 points. So Only got 2 catches for 19 yards, so that didn't really help you out much. If you did put Keenan in your flex, or maybe he's your wide receiver 3.
Season though.
What's that?
I think that's the first time this season he hasn't gotten under 10.
Yeah, so I'm not worried about Keenan Allen at all. I think they're still fine. But it was a big Ladd McConkey game, so that's just one of those things that they're going to have to kind of expect. Not all the receivers are going to dominate every week like a Joe Burrow can support T. Higgins and Jamar Chase.
So one of the 3 always has a middling day, if you will. There's always one of the 3, and for the first couple of weeks it was Ladd McConkey, and then it went to QJ after he went into the doghouse for a little bit there, and now we're having some Keenan Allen bad games. I think it's just all game script dependent, and they kind of do a kind of a carousel, if you will, of different guys that they throw it to.
Yeah. The last couple guys, big name guys, DK Metcalf only got 3 catches for 35 yards. The biggest one I think that just broke everybody's heart, though, Brock Bowers, 1 measly catch for 31 yards. Right. So that doesn't help you at all, man. So you're hurting with Brock Bowers. Even in tight end premium, that doesn't help you. Sam Darnold only got you 5.9 points, 178 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, but he lost 2 fumbles, which is negative points in a lot of leagues. So that hurts you as well. And then Garrett Wilson went 0 for 3, dude. But that's the Giants, man. I mean, that's the Jets.
Trash.
Again, Justin Fields didn't even break 100 yards passing. Justin Fields is horrible.
Tragic. And everybody was on the case about not wanting anything to do with Garrett Wilson. And they were like, oh, look how good he's doing the first 2 weeks. And I'm like, brother, there's rough seas ahead, my man. Like, I don't think you understand how bad this is going to get.
Yeah.
And starting to see injuries and everything else that's piling up. And, like, all they have left is like the pieces of a broken team. And I'm like, man, like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good on that.
You sold the 2 best pieces of their defense, and Justin Fields just ain't it. You were so confident out there. Maybe it's just something in the water in New York, and they don't know how to get or keep good players. I don't know. But on the flip side of it, you had some big studs that let you down, but you had some big studs that really performed. And then one guy who
running backs went crazy this week.
Bro, one guy that I have been just pounding the drum on all year long, for the past 4 years since he was in college, man. TreVeyon Henderson. Hendo finally gets his respect, finally gets his opportunity with Ramondre Stevenson being out. 28 points, 14 on the ground, 147 yards, and 2 tutties. Mm-hmm. We saw the breakaway speed. We saw it. It's undeniable. I don't know how that Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels can sit there and say, all right, let somebody else run the ball this week. If you do that, Patriots fans will have your head, man. Like, this kid just showed you how amazing he is. So you guys better keep up with TreVeyon Henderson. All right. So hopefully you went out.
Questionable today too.
What?
Questionable.
He probably's a little sore. He probably's a little sore from that big performance.
Morning, I was like, come on, boy. Stay healthy so you can play for at least a couple weeks to get a spot.
Yeah. Somebody that I told everybody to start on Sunday morning, and that we told everybody to start last week, was Devon Achane. Achane just went nuclear. 41 points. He got you 174 on the ground, 2 touchdowns, got you 6 receptions for 51 yards. So that's what, 11.1 points right there just in the air before he ever touches the ball on the ground. Jahmyr Gibbs, 38 points. He got you 142 on the ground, 2 touchdowns, 3 receptions, 30 yards, and the touchdown through the air. So Jahmyr Gibbs is getting it done all the way around. But we never doubted Jahmyr Gibbs. We don't doubt him. He's one of those locked and loaded every week no matter what, whenever he's healthy. Trey McBride, I mean, he's pretty much he's relevant on that team. He's the only relevant person, no matter who the quarterback is. It just sucks for Marvin Harrison because his day depends on if Kyler Murray's playing or not. Because if Kyler Murray's playing, then Marvin Harrison's going to suck. So, last big stud of the week is going to be Drake London. Drake London put up a day caught 6 of 8 targets for 104 yards and a tutty. So you're liking that. So those are our big winners, our big losers, our studs and duds, whatever terms you like to use out there. Those are it. So if that gives you, what's up?
DeMarcus Lawrence with 2 fumble recoveries, hugs, brother. That man was going crazy. Seattle's defense was putting up numbers, boy.
So if you had Seattle's defense, you're feeling pretty good right there.
Sir.
So, looking at these studs and duds, we had one guy who just set himself apart so far ahead of the pack that it wasn't even close. We couldn't even put him in our studs category because he did so well. And that's going to be the record breaker who now holds the most rushing touchdowns for in Colts franchise history, and probably going to go down as the greatest running back in the franchise. And that's going to be our king of the week, Mr. Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor had himself just a nasty game. He had 32 carries, 244 yards. That's with a 2 in the front. 244 yards with 3 touchdowns on the ground. 3 touchdowns. He's making it a normal thing. Like, it's almost every game. It's like, all right, you put the over on if he's going to have a long breakaway touchdown run. It just seems like he has it every game. But he didn't just get it done on the ground with 244 yards and 3 touchdowns. He was also getting it done through the air. They were targeting him. They targeted him 3 times. He caught all 3 for 42. So that's pretty dang good, man. He didn't get a touchdown through the air, but for that massive performance, he gave you probably about 49 fantasy points, I think, in PPR scoring format. And for that reason, Mr. Jonathan Taylor, you are going to be the GOAT in Indianapolis. Sir, congratulations. You are the Kingmaker Sports King of the Week for Week 10. Let's see what he's going. He's over 1,000 yards with that performance. I forget what he's at. He's like 1,100 something yards right now. Like, he's on pace to hit 2K like easily. So we'll see how that goes. I did make a banner for Fool's Gold. We haven't been doing it lately just because like things have been really weird with some of these players. I happily was wrong about Rico Dowdle his first week where he broke out and he had that massive game. I will happily say I was wrong about him. I said that wasn't going to happen again, and it did. I was wrong on that, and I'm happy to say that. Because what's happened is Rico Dowdle is winning you games, winning you weeks, so that's good. But I think this player here is a fool's gold just out of happenstance, and that's Davis Mills, the quarterback for the Houston Texans, the backup quarterback for the Houston Texans. He put up 292 yards and 2 touchdowns, and he ran the ball 3 times for 20 yards and a touchdown on the ground. But the number that really worries me, why I'm saying like this is fool's gold, he only completed 27 of 45 pass attempts.
Yeah, but it was horrible.
Yeah, not great. He had to throw the ball 45 times to get them numbers. That's why I'm saying this is fool's gold.
Yeah, no, I want nothing to do with Dougie Davis Mills, man. I'm good on it.
Even if he starts again in lieu of C.J. Stroud's concussion, I'm not touching him.
I don't want to start back there. Like, I'll be honest with you, I'm good. I'm good, man.
Yeah, I'm not picking up Davis Mills as a spot start at all. But good thing is this week, our bye weeks. There's only 2 teams on bye. That's your Indianapolis Colts and your New Orleans Saints. So you're missing Tyler Shuck and you're missing Daniel Jones. You probably were starting Daniel Jones because Daniel Jones was startable. somebody who nobody really drafted at all because nobody thought they were going to be worth a dang. But so you're not if you're looking for a quarterback, don't go in the direction of Davis Mills. Don't chase that. Don't chase that rush. Please do not chase that rush. Slayton, tell them who they should be targeting as a quarterback spot start if they have been doing Daniel Jones. Who do you think on waivers should be a good spot start?
If Jacoby Brissett is still on waivers, I would be attacking him right now. You might have some people that are a little bit worried about Joe Flacco with the news of Burrow coming back, so he may be out there. But those two would be the ones that I would after most. And then, I would probably go with Marcus Mariota before I went with Dougie Davis Mills, to be honest.
Yeah. I like where you were at with the Joe Flacco stuff. If people were dropping him. I know yesterday Joe Flacco was owned in 53% of sleeper leagues. So that's not great. But like you said, hopefully with the Joe Burrow news that drops and he's available. So if he is available, then I would look for him. They might be dropping him in lieu of adding someone else. So you may have to wait till after waivers process until they all become free agents and then go ahead and just snag him up. So look at your settings and see when waivers process and kind of keep either set an alarm or kind of keep a mental note like, hey, at let's say 2 p.m. waivers process, I need to go ahead and check that at 2:01 or 2:02 or whatever it is and see if somebody dropped Joe Flacco. Hopefully they didn't because I really like the matchup coming up. But, yeah, so that's a good one. Jacoby Brissett has been doing really good. You definitely want that juicy brisket. So with some of these injuries that we talked about to some of these players, so we talked about J.K. Dobbins. He's got that foot issue. He's probably gone on IR for the season. Jackson Dart still has the concussion. Devontae Adams is dealing with an oblique injury, which he might be fine. I think some people said it's like a 1 to 2 week injury. We'll see how it goes. I mean, Devontae Adams is an elite athlete, so
he almost went back in. I don't know where everybody's like freaking out. He was like trying to go back in on the sideline the rest of the game. So from what the coach speak was whenever I watched all the interviews and that type of stuff afterwards, Sean McVay was like, nah, he's good. We just held him out for his own good. Like he'll be all right. So like I don't foresee it being like maybe a 1 week rest here. We'll see, but like I don't foresee it being a huge issue by any means.
Yeah, for sure. It shouldn't be a serious thing. Garrett Wilson is dealing with a right knee issue. They're saying it could be 3 to 4 weeks with that injury, which, bro, I'm not excited about that at all. I would go ahead and cut Garrett Wilson, or if you can find a sucker out there who doesn't pay attention and trade them Garrett Wilson for somebody, do that. But I want Garrett Wilson off my team just because the Jets are just abysmal, man. I don't want anything to do with the Jets. I'm not chasing the Breece Hall thing. So Dalton Kincaid has a hamstring injury. He'll be gone 1 to 2 weeks. So wheels up for Dawson Knox, who has an established relationship with Josh Allen. Rondé Gadsden has a bruised quad. He's day-to-day. I don't think that's going to be a major problem. He should be fine with some rest and rehabilitation with all our great medicine and training staff that we have nowadays. And Bam Knight is healing up from a bum ankle. So those are the big time injuries of the week. The only one to really worry about is if you have to replace J.K. Dobbins. That's the only one you really got to worry about. Like I said, go ahead and try and get Garrett Wilson off your team. Which brings us into our next segment, which is going to be our trade targets. Okay. Trade deadline is usually around week 12, depending on your league. Okay. You need to make sure that you check your league settings to see what week your trade deadline is. If it is week 12, this is going to be the last week that you have. You usually have up until start time, game start, to make these trades. So, with that being said, Chris Olave is my first trade target. I'm going to say go try and get Chris Olave for depth. Try and get somebody who's panicking, even though Chris Olave had a great week, somebody who's been panicking on his production, because as of right now, him and Jawan Johnson are it. But am I crazy to think that Tyler Shuck hasn't looked horrible?
I didn't think he looked great.
I didn't say he looked great. I didn't say he didn't look horrible.
I mean, I'm not interested, if I'm being completely transparent, in Chris Olave. I mean, like, I can understand the depth side of it, but I don't think he's going to be somebody that would be winning your leagues. If you can get him for a cheap price, like, most definitely, he would be vital for that Week 12, Week 14 buys, all that type of stuff going on. Like, I would definitely say okay there.
Well, let me ask you this, Slayton. Would you trade Garrett Wilson for Chris Olave straight up?
Yeah, 100%.
100%. I mean, heck, go after that. See if somebody who's not tapped in and they see that Garrett Wilson, and just go ahead and accept it, and then you're just like, dummy. I mean, yeah, try and get Garrett Wilson off your team. If you can go get a Chris Olave, he's not gonna blow it up. I'm not saying that Chris Olave is going to be a bona fide starter. I'm saying Chris Olave is going to be a good depth piece for you if you're contending trying to make a push. And you have Garrett Wilson. Somebody that we've told you time and time again to go get, and now here it is, crunch time. Go get Travion Henderson if you can. Like, if you're in Dynasty, you give up whatever you have to do, which Dynasty probably ain't going to let up with Travion Henderson. Just going to let you know that. I know a guy who says he's untouchable on his team. But Travion Henderson in redraft is somebody that is going to help you out down the stretch. Okay, the Patriots are going to stay competitive, and Travion Henderson is proving that he doesn't need a game script to be relevant. What do you think about Travion Henderson? Should people be going out and trying to acquire Travion Henderson?
I think now is the great time to acquire all the young running back. Your Judkins, your Harveys, your Travion Hendersons, because this is where the money is made for them. The second half, after everybody has been sick and tired of holding their hand and sitting on them all fucking beginning of season, when you've got 6-7 weeks of non-productivity and you're not doing a whole lot, you're just like sitting on this asset. This is where they start coming to fruition. This is where a lot of these guys that we hope for them to develop and to become into a starting position, this is where this happens. And we're starting to see this where the older veterans are either having to take a back seat or they're getting injured, and all these young guys are coming out, all these rookies are coming out to play. And I think it is a great time to be targeting all of your rookie running backs and really trying to go after them heavily.
Yeah, for sure. Which leads me right into my next trade target that we talked about earlier is RJ Harvey. Yes, with the news about J.K. Dobbins going on IR potentially, dude, that's the rest of the fantasy season. Mm-hmm. The next 4 or 5 weeks, that's it. Mm-hmm. And I'm not gonna start a player coming fresh off injury in the playoffs. Not doing it. You're asking for risk, especially from an injury-prone guy like J.K. Dobbins. Go try and trade for R.J. Harvey, somebody that we believe in on this show, somebody who has all the ability, all the intangibles, everything that you want in a PPR running back. He's got the breakaway speed. He's got the hands. He's in an offense that made Alvin Kamara a superstar. So go get you some R.J. Harvey. If you have the room. Honestly, if you don't have the room, make the room. Like RJ Harvey's could be that good. Make the room. Honestly, dude, so this might be crazy, but to go get a Travion Henderson or to go get an RJ Harvey, or if you can find the guy who has both of them, this is a sell for me. Big name Breece Hall. Sell Breece Hall. Get him off your team. He's a New York Jet. See if you can get Travion Henderson or RJ Harvey. Me personally, I'd rather have one of those two over Breece Hall. What do you think, Slayton?
Yeah, I would definitely be interested in doing that. Grant, I don't think anybody that has Judkins or Trey would be willing to make that trade right now. Just in the fact that like they already know kind of what they have in those guys, where they've seen what Brees has done, where you might have more success trying to target Harvey because Harvey has had 1 week of relevancy as far as like that type of stuff goes. Where Travion, like he's had that big name profile since day one.
Yeah.
So like I think it'd be a little bit easier to acquire Harvey for that trade, where I think the owner of Travion might kind of push back on you.
Brandon Howell says Texas got a W on Sunday. Well, you know what, Brandon? I got a W every day. Every day. Oh, and I love it. Keeps me going, keeps me fueled up. So another young running back that I don't think you can acquire, but you should definitely go try and get, who has an amazing strength of schedule the rest of the season. That's Quinshon Judkins. I don't think they're going to let him go unless they're just not a contending team and you can kind of talk them into it and give them the whole sales pitch. But Quinshon Judkins has a great strength of schedule. They play Baltimore, who has not looked good on defense, Vegas, who has not looked good on defense, San Francisco, who's not bad, and then Tennessee, who's just atrocious. This is really good for Quinshon Judkins. If you're contending, I think you should at least try and go talk to the Quinshon Judkins owner. Hopefully, they're not contending. If they're sitting there with like 3 wins on the season, maybe you can make something happen. But do you think that Quinshon Judkins is somebody that people should be going after, or do you think they should try and aim for Travion Henderson, RJ Harvey range?
Yeah, like I was saying, I think all of your rookie running backs right now is somebody that I'd be trying to acquire. Well, all your starting ones at least. I think a lot of those guys have the skill set and the ability to be a league winner for you here down the stretch. They have the ability to put this game on their head if you guys are paying attention to the trends and paying attention to the usage and all of that type of stuff, especially strength of schedule near the end of the season here, where a lot of these guys, they don't pay attention to strength of schedule. They're not going to pay attention to a lot of the usage. So this is where you got to capitalize on that. And I think with a lot of your young profiles right now, you definitely want to be acquiring as many as you can to go into the.
Yeah, for sure. And especially if you're in Dynasty, you're gonna have these guys for the next 3 years. So you're looking really good right there. So last trade target that I've got on my list, I don't know what your list is looking like, but Jordan Addison. I feel like Justin Jefferson is a little unattainable, so I'm not going to go that route. But Jordan Addison, another player who has an amazing strength of schedule down the stretch. Okay. This is their next 4 matchups here. Chicago, Green Bay, Seattle, and Washington. I think this is all like shootout capability in these that are going to favor somebody like a Jordan Addison, especially with Justin Jefferson over there getting the cornerback 1. So I think Jordan Addison be easier to acquire than Justin Jefferson and could possibly be on a team that's not contending. So I'm going to go Jordan Addison on this. What do you think, Slade?
I mean, I like Jordan Addison. Don't get me wrong. It really just depends on the owner on this situation because some of them will hold them to a very, very high regard to where it's almost like pointless to get after them. But if you're in a league where they're not heavily reliant on him or they're not heavily invested in him, I would definitely be looking into that just because he is a prominent wide receiver too.
Yeah.
He a lot of noise there. He has a little bit of rapport with JJ.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they're going to have a pretty good end of season there. Granted, I'm not in love with a couple of the matchups near the end there.
Yeah.
Man, I'm not in love with some of the matchups there, but I do see the potential of him being a real threat near the end of the season there.
Yeah, and this is not somebody that I'm saying you should go get as your starter, like to be your wide receiver 1 or your wide receiver 2. Hopefully, if you're contending, you've got that position locked down. This is somebody that you might be able to go get from a team that's not really contending. So this AFC South, what's up, boys? So this AFC South show, if you're a fan of the AFC South, if you're a Texans fan, a Colts fan, a Jaguars fan, a Titans fan, yes, the Titans are still a real team. If you're a fan of those teams at all, you definitely want to be checking out this AFC South show. Okay, there's a really great team. One representative from each team. They just have a really good time out there cutting it up, just talking a bunch of trash too. I mean, that's pretty much half the show is just talking trash to one another. Really great insight from those guys over there. Sometimes they'll ask me on if I'm available or if they need some help, whatever like that. They are definitely the place to be for all your AFC South needs and wants. Or if you just want to go over there and just talk some trash in the comments and let them know your team's better. You know, let's say you're a Steelers fan or like Slayton over here and you're a Rams fan, you know, stuff like that. Like, man, go talk some trash. They'll love to talk some trash. I know Isaiah over there with Third and Teal. He loves talking that trash. So, yeah, go over there and check them out and give them a subscribe and give a listen. See what you think. We love to have them. So, not very many waivers. Let's talk about waivers. All right, we'll go through it real quick here. Not a lot because, like you mentioned earlier in the show, you've pretty much picked the bones clean on the waiver wire. Was it AFC South says, how you feeling about the Rams Super Bowl chances this year? Slade, I'm gonna let you have that one, brother. You're the resident Rams fan.
Man, I would say it's pretty high, about as high as Matt Stafford's chance of winning MVP. You know, like I'll be honest with you, I think he's number 2 right now in voting. If he's not, he should damn be. But no, man, like they've got a hell of a squad. Their defenses looked very, very good, and we're talking 2 plays away from being 10-0. And a legitimate team right there. You got.
I mean, they're also 2 plays away from having another loss on their record too. So you can thank Adonai Mitchell for that victory.
Hey! You're welcome. But we're
hey, we shipped them out of town with that sauce trade.
We're seeing right now that they're real frauds out there, and you know we're gonna find out what's really going on when Danny Dimes really turns into the trash bag that everybody knows and loves. So we're
Bro, shots fired, man. What the heck? Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
that's our show, everybody.
But no, realistically, I think the Rams have a really, really good shot to make a lot of noise in the playoffs there. They've got a killer running offense. They've got a killer wide receiver core and just one of the best quarterbacks to ever do it with Matt Stafford. So I think that they're going to be quite the threat, man. It's going to be an interesting end of season. I hope it's not a 1-2 and we're out type of game.
Yeah.
Playoffs, but as long as Matt stays healthy and our offense stays remotely healthy, I think we're going to have a pretty damn good shot.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, the Rams they're killing it. They've just got a great offense. I'm a big fan of Sean McVay. I think he knows what he's doing over there. So I feel like as long as Matt Stafford's on the field and Sean McVay's got air going pumping through his lungs, I feel like the Rams always have a chance.
Oh yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see. I mean, maybe we could see Rams Colts Super Bowl. Come on, man! I just had to throw it out there. Don't crush my dreams now.
Hey, we can wish, man. We can wish.
Yeah. So the looking at our waivers. All right, we already talked about the bones are pretty clean on that. Not the people that you should be picking up. You should have picked up weeks ago when we told you to do it, but we're going to go and tell you again. RJ Harvey.
Yep.
He's not going to be available. He's taken in 78% of sleeper leagues. So
you want to know who my top waiver wire pickups right now?
Who's that? Davis Mills.
No. New England's defense, baby.
Woo!
Have the most out right now for New England's defense. Why? Because Indianapolis is on bye.
Yep. And they're playing the Jets this week, I think.
Yeah, they're playing the Jets.
Yeah. So go pick up the Patriots defense. Pretty much pick up any defense playing the Jets.
If you are fucking looking for a spot start on a defense, New England is your way to go this week because they're at home. They're playing the Jets, who have been absolutely horrible. Like, the spread is favored them by quite a bit. Like, it's the perfect storm for a waiver defense for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Excuse me. So Troy Franklin is another one that I'm going to say go pick up. He's owned in 59% of leagues, but he's also somebody we've been talking about for the past 2 or 3 weeks. Every week, hey, go pick up Troy Franklin. Go pick up Troy Franklin. It doesn't look like a lot of people were listening, only a little bit. The numbers went up from like 30-something to 59 in the past couple of weeks. But if he's available, go pick up Troy Franklin. I'm not going to say it again. I'm joking. I probably will say it again.
Same with Theo Johnson. Everybody's been still sleeping on the man. He's still there. I seen him in 3 or 4 of my waivers this week, and I'm like, man, how is this guy not picked up?
He's like last man standing. Everybody else getting hurt.
This is not even like PPR leagues, or not PPR, but
tight end premium.
Yeah, tight end premium leagues, and he's still scoring 11, 14 points a week.
Yeah, and he's somebody that you can go get in Dynasty tight end premium leagues too. Go ahead and put some offers out for Theo Johnson. I'd probably throw a 2nd round pick at him if you're in a tight end premium Dynasty. Another one, if you're needing to spot start for Daniel Jones, you can go get his older twin brother, and that's Joe Flacco. Go and get Joe Flacco with a prime matchup. He's only owned in 53% of sleeper leagues, so he could be available. You literally have almost a 50-50 shot at it. Tyler Algier, believe it or not, is only owned in 36% of sleeper leagues. Isn't that crazy?
That was another one that I was getting ready to talk about as well. I seen him in like 3 or 4 of my leagues today, and I was like, kidding. Like, what?
Tell the people why they need to go get Tyler Algier, man.
I mean, the dude's put up, silently 10, 15 points over the last, I want to say out of the last 5 weeks, 3 of the weeks he had over 10 points from what I saw. And I was like, that's not terrible for somebody that you're going to have to flex in a spot. Like, I'm not telling you that he's going to be your RB1 by any means, but you're digging through trash to try to find something to start in your lineup. Like, I would much rather start him over, like, Blake Corum.
Yeah, Tyler Algier's a proven commodity. Yeah, I mean, he had his own 1,000-yard season before Bijan came to town. It's not anything that he did. It's just that you had a Bijan coming out in the draft.
Yeah. Yeah, and he gets game scripted into each game. So it's not like he's got standalone value as well. It's not like he's just getting, like, RB2 stuff. So,
yeah. And if by chance Bijan were to go down, bro, Tyler Algier is going to step right in. I mean, he may get you maybe a half less touchdown on the season, but Tyler Algier is a prime handcuff with standalone value. At 36% owned on sleeper, go try and get him, in my opinion. And I guess you could go after Parker Washington just because of lack of options in Jaguars, but I don't know, man. I'm not crazy about it, but somehow he's owned in 55% of leagues.
I would not. That would not be the Jag that I would be going after this week.
Let him know.
I would be going after Britton Strange.
Okay. I mean, he's shown that he's involved in that offense.
He's coming off of IR. A lot of people had dropped him because he's not a big name tight end, but he showed in the beginning of the season that they were wanting to use him.
Yeah.
Him coming back, you're not going to have to fight everybody over Parker Washington. You can get him. So he would be one that I would be looking after. Another one that it would be a stash. Wouldn't necessarily go out there and put any sort of fab on him, but Jaleel McLaughlin.
Oh, okay.
Just
in case he's like kind of stealing touches from RJ Harvey or what?
I could see a world where Sean Payton has utilized him in the past as an RB1. And I don't know, typically when a starting running back gets hurt, things get a little fucking weird. So I always like to grab a couple pieces that are inexpensive to try to hedge some of those bets, and if things do break out, Jaleel McLaughlin has carried quite a bit of workload, and he could be a RB 1B to a 1A with Harvey, because they've shown that they like to play that game with these guys, and Harvey's not a big guy to begin with. So I still feel like they're going to still try to cut his carries regardless. They're not going to give him a full slate of carries. Yeah. There will be an uptick, but I don't think he's going to get bell cow work where he's getting 30 carries a game.
Yeah.
That's not his MO, if you will. So I definitely think that would be the spot where either like an Audric Estime, a Tyler Beatty, if he's still there. I don't know if he's still there or not. And then Jaleel McLaughlin, who has the most amount of love from Sean Payton previous. So that would be a nice little stash that I would be looking into. And then, of course, if you see any of your waivers, I know Trey Benson is coming off of IR. That's another one that if he got dropped in any of your leagues, I would be throwing quite a bit of money at him right now. But yeah, those would be my guys currently.
Heck yeah, man. So we've got a list of starts and sits for the week. I think what we'll go ahead and do is we'll go ahead and release those on our social medias. May end up just throwing a couple shorts on the YouTube channel. If you want to go check those out, those will be up in the next couple days. People that I believe should be, go ahead and start with authority, and people who you should just go ahead and sit with authority that just have horrible matchups. But with all that being said, we've covered a lot tonight, Slayton, and I'm pretty excited to see how this playoff push is going to go with this trade episode, all these targets to go after, to see which one of these or how many of these studs are going to keep performing for you. With all the injuries that we've had this year, man, just crazy injuries, needing to hit these waiver wire pickups. So, Slade, do we have any last little nugget for the viewers out there, other than making sure that you go to Kingmaker Sports on YouTube and hitting that subscribe button to be entered to win a free jersey once we get to 200 subscribers? So make sure you're at Kingmaker Sports on YouTube to be able and subscribe to be able to win that jersey. What you got, Slayton?
Well, if you know me, you know exactly what's about to come out of my mouth. Hey, Geno plus 1 interception. Let's go.
In Geno,
you trust, baby. Who's got 12 interceptions this year. I did hear from a little birdie that Aiden McConnell's being called up, or Aiden
O'Connell.
and called up the Bush League. So we're going to see if they're going to replace him. But while the time is hot, get your money, boys.
Yep. Definitely put that bet. Slayton, you've been winning a lot of money off Geno Smith this year with that over half a interception. So there's your big money line for the show. Geno Smith. Play Geno Smith the interceptions. So as always, we will be seeing you again every Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, getting you ready for Kingmaker Sports Game Day mornings, getting all those last-minute roster questions, looking to see what game-time decisions that are aggravating us, who's in, who's out, and doing all that. So, again, we said go ahead on the Kingmaker Sports YouTube channel to subscribe to win that free jersey at 200. That we'll be doing a live drawing here on the air. And other than that, man, that's all we got. Just keep an eye out. Hit that notification bell for when we post our starts and sits shorts videos here on YouTube. That way you can go ahead and be ready for that. So from everybody here at Kingmaker Sports, Slayton, myself, and even our brother Mick, who is out working tonight, we appreciate you coming by. We appreciate all your questions. Definitely makes the show more enjoyable, and that's why we do it. We do it just to help everybody out. We want to see everybody out there become fantasy football royalty. So we will see you Sunday morning for Kingmaker Sports Game Day morning. Until next time, everybody.
Peace.